Hi folks, hope you're doing well. My name is Marc Gallagher. I am a musician and guitarist here in the UK, and I've done a series of videos looking through all the pedals individually on my board, kind of deep diving into the various settings and sounds we can get out of them. And last one I want to do is looking at my reverb pedal. It's the TC Electronic Hall of Fame reverb pedal, and I wanted to spend some time just looking at the kinds of sounds that we could get out of this. In terms of the guitar we're using, I'm playing the Jet JS600 TGR. In terms of amps, I'm going through my Fender Blues Junior and my Vox AC10. Here are the settings. Here are how I've mic'd them. Let's give a listen to just the clean sound of the guitar itself. I'm on the bridge pickup here. Sounds, you know, nice enough, and you've got some reverb here in the amps, and I'm going to keep those on because the idea of me getting this pedal was for something that was a bit more effecty. I wanted to keep the reverb on in my amps anyway, as I could always on bit of extra ambience, but I wanted something more effecty, and that's what we have with this reverb pedal. I'll show you how I've currently set it. So I think the first thing we're going to take a little look at is just cycle through the main reverb modes that we have here. We've got room, hall, spring, plate, church, which is currently on, mod, lo-fi, tile, ambient, gay, and tone print. And I wanted to just use this first bit to just look at those main modes and, you know, gain an understanding of what those things sound like. We'll start off with room. I like mod. That's very different. That's sounds like they've got some kind of chorus and a bit of something there. That's really fun. I like that. Next one, lo-fi. I don't like that one as much. So right off the bat there, I don't quite understand what tone print is doing. I'm not sure if that's one where you kind of make an impulse response or something. There is a USB connector on the back, but I've not actually tried doing any of that kind of thing with this pedal. So I'm not entirely sure what that is. Spring feels a bit moot to me because I've already got spring reverb in my amplifiers. I want something different. So I'm liking plate and church because they are doing something a bit extra. Mod is really fun, but I'm not sure how like practical and useful it might be. It's really nice. Lo-fi, I'm not a fan of at all. It sounds a bit too stale and too, obviously, lo-fi. So let's go try and maybe battle out between play and church for the sake of the rest of this demo. Stick with church for the time being, and then I'll kind of just outline these various other parameters, what they do, and what we can do with them to make them, you know, really pop. So this one is level, and I believe this is not a level of the dry signal. So this is purely a reverb return level, so you could have this maxed out. But usually, nah. This is the reverb just coming from the amps, because again, I want to demonstrate the way that this like interacts with my amp's reverb. So let's maybe next look at the pre-delay. So pre-delay is the how long it takes for the reverb to actually start. And it's a really good way of allowing the notes that you play to have a bit more definition without being clouded by being immediately hit by the reverb. We've just got two parameters here of short and long. I don't know exactly how much that is in milliseconds. Maybe I'll check the manual and maybe that will say. Let's see. But right now it's on short, and that's what it has been. I'll just play through some things and then toggle between the two switches, see what you observe. I think in long you can hear a great deal more separation there between when I'm playing and when the verb comes in. Once again on long. Short. So I'm liking what long is doing, especially if I was to play, you know, just single note lines. Next knob is rather simple. This is the tone knob. You know what tone knobs do. It's whether it's something is bright and trebly, or whether something is dark and warm and bassy. My first thought when it comes to this pedal is I think that it can sound a bit artificial at sometimes when you've got some bright settings. So here's the tone knob at 2 o'clock, and I think it can be a bit too bright. To me, that's a bit too artificial, so I have liked having things a bit warmer. going to pop the level down a smidge. But yeah, I like this. Well, let's just show a little bit more of like the brighter end with it on 3 o'clock. So yeah, that's why I'd like to have a slight cut here. And last knob we can look at here is Decay, which is just looking at how long the reverb time lasts for. So here's a really short one. Here's a really long one. Damn, okay. That's still going. Try again. It just keeps going. So let's go with something a bit more chill. Let's try like 1 o'clock then, because we're exaggerating the shit out of that. Let's go a bit more subtle. My guess is that all these various knobs and their exact values are going to be dependent on what mode we're on. I guess because I'm currently in church mode, it's got these ridiculously long things. If I was to go for something like tile, let's just experiment here, I'm guessing it's not going to be anywhere near as incredibly sustainy. That's my guess. Let's see if it is correct. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. So these values are informed by the mode that we're in. So if I was to be in like hall mode, actually gate mode, for example. Back to church, because that's what I've been working with for here. Right, and let's take that decay time down now a bit more, like 11 o'clock, to see what happens. For playing solo on my own, this is really fun, but in a context of like doing a solo over a band, I think this might be a bit much. I'm going to go into plate mode and spend some time seeing if what usable sounds I can get out of this for that context. Want a bit more decay? Let's add a overdrive into it, sticking on the Paisley channel 1. Now I'm doing this, I feel like I might want to just put the pre-delay back to short. And I think that might do it for now. This is a bit of a quicker one because mainly, honestly, my SD card doesn't have a lot of storage left, so I need to, get this one finished pretty soon. So the idea that I've got with this pedal is I think it can sound a bit artificial sometimes in the wrong hands or in the wrong settings, and I'm still trying to figure out what exactly works well for me. I don't know, I might have to replace this down the line with a different pedal, but I wanted something that was versatile and had a few different options going for it, and it's quite nice, and hopefully you still found this somewhat interesting. Let me know what you think of this by writing your thoughts down in the comments. My name is Marc Gallagher. Follow me on your social media of choice at Marc Gallagher Music. Subscribe and follow me and all that things. You can also support me on Patreon, patreon.com/Marc Gallagher Music, and, help support the things that I do here. It's been nice really just dialing in my pedalboard settings and exploring the various possibilities with you. So I thank you very much for joining me there. Until next time, my name is Marc Gallagher. Like the video if you want, share if you feel compelled to, and follow me on places. I'll catch you down the road.